Hi. So why is this important? You were referring to this card, so I'm just going to have you follow along with your card. At the bottom, we've got published gold standard clinical research shows benefits of taking Juice Plus. So in 7 days, it significantly raises your antioxidant levels. Okay, so I don't want to offend anyone if you know what that means, but just to make it really simply, plants are full of phytonutrients, which helps your body fight free radicals, which happens when we are bombarded with toxins every day. When you breathe, when you exercise, drinking things that water has chlorine in it, all kinds of different things every day cause free radical damage or oxidative stress in our bodies. And what helps fight that is antioxidants. And the only source of antioxidants is fruits and vegetables, which is what Juice Plus is. So that's really important because antioxidants help prevent disease, because what causes disease is the inflammation from the oxidative stress. So hope I haven't lost anyone. Okay, then in 28 days, there's a 75% reduction in free radicals, lipid peroxides, and that lowers homocysteine levels. So homocysteine is a measurement in your body that gives an overall picture of one's health. It's not something that they typically check. When you go to get your blood work done, they don't check your homocysteine levels. What they do check, as you know, is your sugar, your cholesterol. And if your total cholesterol is over 200, then they try to get you on cholesterol lowering medication. And it doesn't really matter what your total number is. What matters is whether it's oxidated or not and what your ratio is. So if you have a really high number in your good cholesterol, then that can put you over 200. That doesn't mean that you have heart disease or hardening of the arteries or too much cholesterol. Cholesterol is actually very important. And for some people, if you don't eat enough cholesterol, your body will start producing it, which can raise your cholesterol levels. So I think everyone's different. I don't recommend going on cholesterol lowering medications because there's so many bad side effects. But what you can do is the next time you go in for blood work, for a physical, ask your doctor to run a blood test for your homocysteine levels. And they're probably going to ask you why. And you can just tell them, that you're concerned about your health and, that there's whatever runs in your family and that you would just feel better knowing that you have a normal homocysteine level. Possibly your insurance won't pay for it, but it's worth whatever it costs for that peace of mind. And that way you'll really know if you are in a good state of health or not. So the fact that in only 28 days, there's a 75% reduction in free radicals, that is awesome. That is cardiovascular wellness. That's lowering your risk of having a heart attack or stroke. That's good stuff. All right, then in 60 days, there's a 99% less constriction of arterial blood flow after a high-fat meal. Now, this was a study they did at the University of Maryland. They took 3 groups of people. They put one group on placebo, one group on the Orchard and Garden blend, which is the fruits and vegetable blend Juice Plus, and the third group on all 3 blends. So they added in the berries and grapes, which is called the Vineyard blend. They fed them a high-fat meal, breakfast, 50 grams of fat or more. That's your typical McDonald's breakfast. And then they tested their blood for this arterial blood flow. So what happens is when you eat a high-fat meal, your arteries actually start to constrict. And so if you have any plaque in your arteries, it puts you at a 66% higher risk of having a heart attack or stroke for up to 6 hours until your liver can digest that fat. So the group that was on placebo, that's what was going on. They were having major constricting of their arteries. They were at a higher risk of having a heart attack or stroke, 66%. The group on the fruit and vegetable blend, it literally cut their risk in half. And the group that were on all 3 blends of Juice Plus, literally there was no change in their blood work. So if you add all 3 blends of Juice Plus, that is virtually eliminating your risk of having a heart attack or stroke after eating a high-fat meal, which for me was huge because I lost, you may or may not know, but my dad died of a heart attack at age 52. And he used to eat out for breakfast every single morning. And he was the type of guy that wasn't overweight, So he didn't worry about what he ate. He ate whatever he wanted. And he loved buttered toast, white bread, bacon, eggs, cheese, cream and sugar in his coffee. And because he wasn't overweight, he thought he was healthy. And unfortunately, he wasn't. So we lost him way, way too young. I'm actually 52 now. So I always knew he was young when he died. But when I actually turned 52 and realized, oh my gosh, my dad was my age when he passed away, that's just way too young and tragic. So that's really important. Then in 80 days of taking Juice Plus, it enhances your immune system. And there's a 66% repair to DNA at a cellular level. Okay, so we all know what immune system means. That means you're going to have a stronger immune system. You're going to be less prone to getting sick, whether it's a common cold or any disease. And repair to DNA at a cellular level, that is huge because, we were all born with whatever DNA. We can't control that. But what research is showing is that your lifestyle, which is your diet, your exercise, stress reduction, sleep, drinking water, all those things trump your DNA. So you can actually turn on your good DNA and turn off your bad DNA by living a healthy lifestyle. Okay, it's gluten-free, and I know this for a personal fact because my mom has celiac disease and she has no tolerance for gluten. Like, she gets deathly ill, and she is able to take all of the Juice Plus products, including the shakes and the bars. And so they're gluten-free. They're pesticide and herbicide-free. Every batch is tested for purity, which makes it better than organic, because even if you're buying organic produce, there's no guarantee that it's safe. It's kosher, and it's NSF and NSF Sports certified. So you may have heard of the NSF Sports certification. That means it's an outside agency that has tested our ingredients to be free of banned substances so that it's good for any Olympic athlete or professional athletes. They cannot take anything that doesn't have the NSF Sports certification. And NSF by itself is a separate certification, which means that they randomly check our product, and their certification means that what our label says is what's actually in the product. So if you look at a Juice Plus label, it's actually a food label. It says nutrition facts. If you compare that to, say, a can of green beans, you'll see it's the same label. Where a multivitamin has a supplement label, which means that it's vitamins, which are man-made in a lab. Isolated nutrients, which may or may not be helping your health, but could possibly be doing you harm. So most people are not vitamin deficient, they're whole food deficient. Actually, the German, Swiss, and Australian Olympic teams chose Juice Plus as their official supplement for the 2012 Winter Olympics, which we're very proud of. So that's why it's important. And I've been taking Juice Plus for almost 8 years, and I can tell you that I have never felt better. I have more energy. I feel and I think act and look younger than I did 10 years ago. So I love Juice Plus. I will never miss a day. I take more than the recommended dosages most days. I like the chewables. I like the gummies. And on the back is information about our Tower Garden so that you can actually grow your own organic produce. So thank you so much for wanting to know why this matters and for taking a look. I hope that you will consider adding Juice Plus to your diet. And if not, just eat more fruits and vegetables. I'm here to help you on your health journey, and I appreciate you taking a look. Thank you, and God bless.